Hey guys. All right, it's over. Lakers win it in six. Give them credit. Big time win tonight. Big time performance by the Lakers tonight. They won it like 122 to 102 or something like that. They just blew the Warriors out of the building tonight. And another great game, very intense game. But the Warriors couldn't really make it a game tonight. I mean the Lakers were just much better on defense and offense, both sides of the ball. Um, I mean, yeah, we can break this game down a little bit, and I will. But the Lakers' intensity was just much higher than the Warriors, and the Warriors just had no answers on both ends of the floor. So I'll kind of I'll kind of talk about the Warriors and Lakers going forward. Um, but let's talk about it tonight. So I'll break it down. So how about the Lakers' offense versus the Warriors' defense, and then I'll do the other side of the ball. Um, but Lakers' offense versus Warriors' defense, it came down. The Lakers have more size. They got inside. They got the free throws. I think again it was 42 to 17 tonight. They just dominated the Warriors at the line. The the fouls. It was like I think it was like 32 to 17, something crazy like that. So the Warriors could not defend the Lakers without fouling, and you saw LeBron James right off the bat in this game. He just went banging down low on Andrew Wiggins. He knew Andrew Wiggins was injured, and you know LeBron had an amazing game. I mean, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, extremely efficient shooting the ball. Um, yeah, just Anthony Davis was great. D'Angelo Russell was great. Austin Reeves was good. That 3 pointer before the half. Um, Lonnie Walker was very good off the bench. Even Schroeder I thought was really good. So even though he got thrown out, which I thought was kind of dumb on his part, but I don't know. I've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't think they should throw out players like that in the playoffs. I think it's stupid. So I didn't like that call by the refs. But anyways, the Lakers just dominated the Warriors on on their offensive end. They just the Warriors just had no answer for them. Um, I think Kerr even tried going into the zone in the fourth. I think he should have done even more of that because that was the only way they could prevent him from getting inside at will. And the Warriors just got in foul trouble really quickly. They were always on the bonus. It was just a real struggle for them to just not foul. And obviously when you're in Los Angeles, you're gonna get the whistle. The home team's gonna get the whistle. And um, the thing that's kind of weird to me is that the Lakers had so many more calls than the Warriors, but the points in the paint were pretty much equal. Um, but I think a lot of that had to do with the Lakers just being bigger in size, and they were the aggressors tonight. They played with more intensity. Draymond was in foul trouble. Wiggins was in foul trouble. DiVincenzo was in foul trouble. Jordan Poole was in foul trouble. Um, so it was tough. It was tough on the Warriors. Gary Payton got some early fouls early on, so they had a lot of foul trouble issues, um, like I said, Wiggins' injury I think made it really hard for him to defend LeBron James in the post. Anthony Davis wasn't as good offensively tonight, but they didn't really need him. Um, so I mean, 122 points for Lakers. The Warriors just couldn't stop them. And then on the other side of the ball, I mean, the Warriors were, awful. I mean, they could not hit a shot. They shot barely over 30% from the field, under 30% from threes. The Lakers were, I think, about 50% from the field and about 40% from three. So um, they they just Anthony Davis was very good again blocking off the paint. And not even, I mean, like I said, the Warriors had a lot of points in the paint, but they just could not hit a three, man. They just could not hit a three. Clay's one of my favorite players because I just love how clutch he is, how great of a team player he is, how big he's come up in the past and in big time games. And he's one of those players where usually his statistics are much better in big games than during the regular season. He doesn't put up a lot of garbage stats like a lot of other players. And tonight, I mean, he was in the past 3 games, he's been just terrible. And he could not find his 3 point shot. Draymond was in foul trouble, so he wasn't close to as good as he was in Game 5. Wiggins, I think, was playing through a lot of pain. He was not the same player tonight, and it just put a lot of pressure on Stephen Curry to try to play hero ball, and he just, I think, to try to be the hero, and he just couldn't do it. I mean, they were always from behind, playing from behind. His 3 point shot again. I mean, the only players that played well on offense for the Warriors were DiVincenzo and Kevon Looney. So, um, yeah. So I mean, it was a tough night for the Warriors all around on offense, on defense, and I mean the Lakers defense, they just play with a higher intensity. They did a great job manning up, and yeah, I mean the Warriors just did not have an answer. I thought they weren't the Lakers did a good job of just rotating, switching, keeping up the intensity. The Warriors never got they weren't even able to play team basketball where the ball was just like hopping around and they were finding the open. I mean, they in the early going. So in the first half, they had a lot of open looks. They just did not knock it down. And then so you're down 10 at half. The Lakers come out at halftime. The huge Austin Reeves three right before the half. Then the Lakers came out after halftime and just I think they were up 17-20. And then like I said, the Warriors were not really executing anymore on offense. I think they got desperate. They were rushing shots, rushing possessions. They lost their poise and it was over. And give the Lakers big time credit. I mean, they were just a better team tonight. I think, you know, if the Warriors were going to have any chance of winning this series, they would have had to win game one, which coincidentally, I think they lost, in a 7 game series against Sacramento because they had much less rest and less preparation. Or game four, they could have executed better down the stretch. But, the moment the Lakers got that game in Golden State, the Warriors were gonna have to win a road game, and they just were never able to do it. And their best chance was, like I said, just game four. They didn't execute down the stretch, and then tonight, I mean, they never really got going. Never had a chance, whether it was defensively, offensively. The Lakers were just better on both sides of the ball, and there was just not much that the Warriors could do. So, give credit to the Lakers, and their size was just so much more of a factor tonight. It felt like, what's funny is the Warriors had more points. I think just as many points in the paint. They had more rebounds than the Lakers because I think they had a lot more offensive rebound. Probably because they missed a lot more shots, to be honest. Um, but man, the shooting disparity, the foul disparity, the free throw disparity, it just the Warriors had no chance. And then the Warriors had a little bit more turnover. I think it was 11-7 or something like, or 12-5 or something like, or maybe it was 10-5. I forgot exactly, but the the Warriors did not force any turnovers. And LeBron James was just amazing. And parts of it was, I think, the Andrew Wiggins injury, where he just got easy buckets inside. Um, but, I think it's hard to just rationalize this one and look at the X's and O's, because it's just one team had it all going for them and the other just didn't have it tonight. And it's a bad night to have a bad performance. So I think that's that. So, for the Warriors looking forward, I think it's important that they don't overreact to this loss. I mean, I think it's crushing, but it's another loss too for the Warriors to LeBron James. But you got to remember, they came off a championship. The Warriors weren't right all year long. They were battling injuries. There was chemistry issues. The Draymond Green punch on Jordan Poole. They were trying to include the young talent, but the chemistry wasn't meshing between the veterans and the young players, and the young players just aren't mature yet. The Kumingas, the Moody's, the Pools, and I just think it's important just not to blow it up. I think the Warriors, they need to bring it back. They need to find a player a little bit like Otto Porter was, who can shoot, who has some length, who can play defense. That's going to be tough to find, but they have too many guards that are under 6'4", 6'5", which is good, but just too many. You can only, when you already have Clay and Steph and Jordan Poole, you can only play Moses Moody, DiVincenzo, and Gary Payton Jr. so many minutes. So I think they need to find another guy like Otto Porter Jr. was, and that they can play with Andrew Wiggins. because they need more size and maybe a center who can shoot. Like Bielicha. I mean, a better version because Bielicha was pretty bad defensively, but and it's gonna be tough because salary cap wise, I just hope Klay Thompson and Draymond are gonna come back, but they're not gonna be too greedy financially. I hope Steph is gonna be also not too greedy financially because the with the salary cap, the new rules, if all those guys want to take their max money, which I don't think they're max players anymore, not because they don't have the talent level to be max players, but when you're older like that, you can't play at the same intensity for the same amount of minutes, and so that's going to be key for the Warriors. Is they're going to have to find another guy, um, another wing like Otto Porter Jr. that plays alongside Andrew Wiggins and maybe somebody else on the front line. We'll see. But mostly too, they got to get Jordan Poole and they got to find chemistry in that offense. This year I didn't feel like the Warriors offense had the same type of ball movement and inclusivity that it had in the past. The ball used to move around and you'd find the open shot, and there was too much in clutch execution situation. There was too much hero Steph Curry ball, and he can do that, but you can only do it so much before you're asking too much of the guy. And I mean, tonight, for example, he played the whole first quarter. The guy was exhausted, and they're picking on him defensively. So it's just asking too much out of one guy. Clay's got to be better. Draymond's got. I mean, the whole team had to be better, and there was just a lack of team chemistry. You could tell they were just not as locked in this year as they were last year, and I think a lot of it has to do with you're coming back from a championship win. It's just normal to relax and to kind of feel yourself up, just think you're all that, and you're just not as locked in. And at this time of the season, you kind of see who put in the work the whole year and who's got the right team chemistry, and there's just no getting around that. Um, so that's kind of all I have to say on the Warriors. I hope they're gonna come back and not break it up because I'm a big fan of the way they play. I was rooting for them in the playoffs. It really breaks my heart to see how bad Klay Thompson was, because again I'm a big fan of his and I've defended him many times, but it's hard to defend how bad he was. This whole series. He had I think a good. The first two games are pretty good, but after that, I mean, just completely a no show. He was terrible, not only from threes but 2 pointers. And so he needs a reality check, I think, in terms of how much money he's gonna make, so that they can find that other player. I think Kuminga's got to be more involved on the team. He's got to take that next step. Moody, I thought showed promises in these playoffs, and then Jordan Poole. I think the talent's there. I think the Draymond punch and then the lack of chemistry with the vet. I think it's there. I think you can't move on from Jordan Poole. I think it's important not to overreact to this year if you're a Warriors fan. I think the important thing is that they all come back and that you make it gel and you find team chemistry. You find the right coaches on the bench that are going to make this team gel. And I do think Steve Kerr should come back. But again, it all kind of depends how much do they all have in the tank. Uh, so we'll see. So that's the Warriors end of it. For the Lakers going forward, they're going to play Denver now. I really like the Lakers in this matchup. I've said it for years. I think Jokic is a little bit overrated. I think statistically the analytics love Jokic, but man, in the bubble I thought he was completely exposed by Anthony Davis, and I'm worried that in the next series, like if Jokic isn't the best player in the series, Denver doesn't win. And not only is he not, I don't think he's going to be the best player in the series. I don't even think he's going to be the second best player in the series. I mean, if you saw the way LeBron played tonight, um, yeah, I got a bad feeling for the Denver fans. The one thing Denver's got is they're at home. They got 4 games because of the rest, and they'll be better prepared than the Warriors. It's really important Denver wins the first 2 games. If the Lakers get one of the first 2 games, I think Denver's got no shot. Jokic has got to stay out of foul trouble. I remember when they faced the Lakers in the bubble, he was always in foul trouble. So that's going to be really, really key um, for Denver. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. I mean, Kentavious Caldwell Pope. I mean, that whole crew. Everybody's gonna have to play It's gonna have to ball out for them to have any chance to beat the Lakers. I've got the Lakers winning in 6 in that series too, and I just think Anthony Davis is again going to be the best player in that series. He might not be the best player for all 6 games, but he'll be the best player in that series again for at least 4 games, like he was against the Warriors. And I think LeBron James is going to be fine. He's going to be, he's going to be good. Um, and you look at the Austin Reeves, the D'Angelo Russells, the Schroeders, the Vanderbilt. I mean, all those guys. They've shown that they can be big in the playoffs. So they're battle tested now, and so yeah, I've got the Lakers winning. And to be honest, even if they play Boston, I mean, we'll see when they play Boston or Philly, but it's hard for me to see minus an injury or something happening, the Lakers not winning the title. They just look like the best team right now left in the playoffs. So we'll see how it unfolds. But again, it was a really good series. I really hope. I was really hoping it would go 7 games, but it went. We had 6 great games, high intensity games. We saw the best out of Steph. We saw the best out of LeBron. We saw the best of Anthony Davis, that whole Warriors crew, and all that. So um, I'm really happy I got to see that matchup, and let's. I'm really hoping for a good series between the Lakers and the Nuggets. I'm just worried it's going to be a little bit of a blowout. Really excited though about the 76ers Celtics game 7. I got a feeling the Celtics are going to take it, but we'll see. I'm kind of rooting for Philly, but we'll see how it all goes. All right, bye guys.